So as we sit here talking to you this morning, we're enjoying some nice cool weather, but don't get lulled into a false sense of security. Summer is far from over. Will Bradford here is going to nod his head in agreement. He's here with HEP. HEP is on the way. Great to see you.
Great to see you.
So you are the HVAC services manager, is that right?
Yes, HVAC service manager and install manager, yes ma'am.
Okay, so our HVAC units by this time of summer have been put under a lot.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've enjoyed the respite the last few days too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it is going to crank back up again. So what should people kind of know to be watching for?
Staying on the on your maintenance on your filters. Make sure your filters are changed out. Making sure that you are stay up to date on your routine maintenances. And just little things like that.
Okay, so you know the thermostat wars are not just the thing of myth. They're a real thing in people's households. You know that, I'm
Yes.
sure, quite well. So when you get this little bit of a break, I think some people might be tempted to say, ooh, I'll just turn it off for a little bit. I don't need the air. Not a good idea?
Not always a good idea. If you're going to turn your system off, turn the fan to the on position instead of keeping it on auto. So at least the blower motor will circulate the air and to keep your house filtrated and keep your house a little bit more cleaner.
Okay, let's say you're taking a late summer vacation. You're going to be gone for a week, and in the month of August when things are going to be super hot, when you leave, what should you do?
Set the thermostat to around about 74, 75. That'll keep the house around about a relative humidity of about 55%. As long as you don't turn it off, because once you start to turn the unit off, it won't remove humidity out of your home. And then at that point in time when you come back, you'll have like mold and stuff like that starting to grow onto the cabinets and walls and stuff like that once the humidity hits over 70%.
Okay, I'm going to get in the weeds with you a second. So you're on vacation, you're taking a 10-day trip. It's going to be gone for a bit. You're saying set it on 74, 75, and then do you turn the fan to on, not auto?
No, just keep it on auto.
Leave it alone.
The fan will work itself when the unit turns on.
If you wanted to set it a little higher, can you do that, or does that run a risk?
You can, as long as you have a humidity control thermostat.
Okay, so is that something that y'all do too?
Yes, we install humidity controlled thermostats. We also install dehumidifiers for people. We a full service company.
You know, you are full service, and so here you are with the HVAC specialty. I might get into some things that are not yours, but you mentioned the dehumidifiers. We're famous for crawl spaces around here.
Yeah.
Does that go hand in hand?
Yeah. We'll install dehumidifiers for underneath crawl spaces. We also install dehumidifiers for basements and homes and stuff like that. Also duct-in dehumidifiers as well.
You mentioned like the preventative side of things, you know, the maintenance part of it. Is it getting harder and harder to get parts? I know during COVID that was a thing. Has that eased up?
No, it has not.
I wasn't expecting that answer.
No, it hasn't eased up. We're still having issues with some of the supply chains with blower motors, condensing fan motors, stuff like that, OEM parts.
What's an OEM part?
Original from the manufacturer.
Oh, okay.
So we can get rescue parts all day long at any of the supply stores, but the OEM parts that are actually made for the unit itself, we're having some issues on those.
Okay, I know enough to be dangerous here, but I think that there were some governmental regulations about the new types of coolant.
Refrigerant started
Refrigerants.
the beginning of this year, yes.
Okay, so if you have a HVAC unit that let's just say is 12 years old, should still have some life in it.
10, here in the state of Tennessee, 10 to 12 is the life expectancy.
Oh, really?
Sometimes you'll get 15 years, but that's on when you have your maintenances and you do listen to the service technician, you do replace those capacitors, contactors, and parts like that that normally fail. You do replace those at that set point in time, and that gives you the extra life for your HVAC system.
So if you're teetering on the edge there, let's say you've got one that's 9 or 10 years old and it's not as efficient as you'd like it to be, your guys come out. Are you going to possibly recommend just patching it and keeping it going as long as you can?
No, so what we do is we'll give a customer options on the call itself, depending on what type of call it is. depending on what the system's age is, depending on the operation of the system. Our guys will go through the system really delicately and with a fine-tooth comb and make sure that the system is operating the way it should be. And if it's not, they'll bring it to their attention, to the customer's attention, and we'll go from there at that point.
Because you don't want them to waste any money.
Exactly.
Okay, I do want to point out too, because this is Will's first time to be on the show. We were having a conversation before we made it to air. This is in your blood. You kind of learned in the family business down in Florida.
Yeah. Our family has been in the HVAC ever since I was born.
If he can tackle the Florida heat, then I guess he can tackle the Tennessee heat.
Yeah, 14 years in Central Florida.
And they do travel. You go as far as Bristol?
I do go as far as Bristol, yes.
So if you're watching and maybe you have family in other parts of the state, but not in our viewing area, Will here can help you with that too.
Absolutely.
Okay, he said they're also an upfront business. Is that what you called it?
Yeah, we have upfront pricing.
Okay.
So that we don't beat around the bush. We'll just go directly at you and say, hey, listen, this is what it's going to cost to repair the system. We don't play games like other
You don't get in there and then have to tweak it.
Exactly.
All right, so hepisontheway.com. That's the website. I know you've heard the jingle. There's their phone number, 865-383-1224. And then here in town, there's a 423 number as well for you to call. Either way, they're going to come to your driveway with HEP. Great to see you.
Thank you.